You have reached the Nevada Southern Detention Center, owned and operated by CCA. If you know the party you are trying to reach,
Nevada Southern Detention Center, Sergeant LaRue.
Oh, hi, Sergeant LaRue. I'm going to be coming in from out of state soon to be visiting some of the prisoners there, and I'm trying to get some information. Apparently, I was told that somebody came to your jail yesterday with some children to visit their dad, and was actually sent away because they said she had too many kids. And I know that you're a private facility, and all of these rules would be made up by your facility, and I'm really hoping that this is not true information. I'm going to be coming with children, and I looked all over your website, and there's nothing that said, there's a restriction on how many children can come for visitations. The visitations that, well, I guess they're kind of pretend visitations. They're on your little screen. So we just get to see the people through a monitor, I guess. Can you help me understand what happened yesterday and why it would have happened if it did in fact happen?
Well, I wasn't here yesterday, so I'm not aware of anything. We've never had a problem with any kids coming to visit their family members. So I do not honestly know what you're talking about, to be honest with you, but I haven't heard anything about it.
Okay, so apparently this woman did a live stream right after she left. She was crying. She had 5 children that came. They drove many hours to see their dad that they hadn't seen in a year. And apparently she was treated very poorly. And so when I'm a little bit uncomfortable with the idea of coming down with my own kids and being treated like I'm the prisoner. So what can you help me look into this quickly and see if it did in fact happen, and if so, maybe we can get the jail.
No, you can bring your kids, and I'm fairly certain that you're not going to have any problems. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
During regular business hours.
Okay, I'm going to be coming with 5 kids. Is that allowed?
You'll be fine.
You're okay. And what is your name? Can I ask for you?
I'm not in charge of visitation, but I am the sergeant that's on right now in Central. But as far as the kids, we don't have any policy against a whole bunch of children. We've had a bunch of kids here before. There's no problem. So we'll see you tomorrow. Drive careful.
Okay, what is your name?
Sergeant LaRue.
Sergeant LaRue. Okay, and if this did happen, if this person was told to leave, would there be any consequence for an employee for sending somebody away like this if this isn't allowed?
I wasn't here, and I'm not aware of any problems.
Well, you weren't there, but you work there, so you're the person I'd be coming to for help. So if this is happening at your facility, I assume you would want to get to the bottom of it and make sure it didn't actually happen.
Well, that would have been the shift supervisor that was on shift yesterday and would have dealt with it.
Okay, so is that shift supervisor available, and maybe they can confirm for me whether or not it did or didn't happen?
No, I'm not. They're not here today.
Okay, what is the name? What is the name of the shift supervisor that would have been here yesterday?
I do not know.
You don't know?
I don't know who was here yesterday. I wasn't here yesterday.
Okay, I'm not in a hurry, so I'll stay on hold, and if you could check for me, I would love to know who I need to contact to find out if this did or did not happen.
All right. You can call back in a little while, and if there's someone here that I can get in touch with, I will let you know.
I've called multiple times, and I keep getting sent to voicemails, and each person says to me exactly what you did, that they don't believe that it happened, they don't know that it happened, and I'm starting to wonder are you guys in Nevada, or are you guys in another country? Is this like a phone station that I got transferred out of the country?
Nope, it's in Nevada. But anyways, we will see you tomorrow for your visit, and have a very nice day, ma'am.
Sir, I need more information about what happened.
I don't have any more information.
Okay, can you
call back on regular business hours
during
the week?
I just need somebody who knows the schedule is all. I just need to know who was working yesterday. Surely somebody knows who was working yesterday. I mean, unless this is some crazy terrorist organization, I'm sure you have records, and you can
just call back during regular business hours during the week. 8 to 5.
8 to 5.
Yep. Yep.
So
regular
from
business
8 to
hours.
5, I can find out who the shift supervisor was on Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who do I ask for on Monday morning at 8 o'clock? Who can
Just
tell me?
Talk to the lobby officer, and they'll be able to direct you.
They'll be able to this is so confusing. So Monday they can direct me to who worked yesterday, but today you can't tell me who worked yesterday.
All right, I've got to go, ma'am. You have a good day.
I'm still trying to get information about what happened to this. I just got hung up on.
You have reached the Nevada.
Nevada Southern Front Lobby.
Hi there. I'm just trying to find out who the shift supervisor was yesterday. I need to reach them, and I'll call back next week when they're actually working, but I need to know the name of yesterday's shift supervisor.
And who are you?
Oh, my name is Kelli Stewart. I'm going to be coming in soon to visit some friends.
Okay, and what do you need that information for?
Well, somebody came in yesterday and was told to leave because they had too many children. And so when I come in, I've looked all over the website. There's nothing that says that you can't bring 5 children in to do a little visit on your little silly screens. And so when I come in with my children and travel from out of state, I want to make sure that that I can either speak with yesterday's shift supervisor to understand what happened, or make sure I come on a time when that shift supervisor is not working.
Did they come at a time when they were allowed to have visits, or did they come prior to 3 o'clock?
They came at their normal visiting time. They came at the time where they planned to visit. There was
It was during visitation hours?
It was during visitation hours, but they were told they had too many children and that it was too much of a burden on your staff there.
Oh.
And so I don't want to burden you with it. I just want to know who the shift supervisor is, and I'll call back and double check with them next week to see what happened.
Yeah, I'm going to have to transfer you to like a public information line. Let me see what that says.
Well, I'm going to be needing to know who the shift supervisor was.
You're
So
going to have to talk to them. What's that PIO number? Okay, 1 second, okay?
Okay, thanks.
You have reached the office of the Public Information Officer. I'm not available to take your call at this time.
No name.
Please leave your name, number, and a brief description of why you are calling, and I will call you back at my earliest convenience. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message.
You have reached the Nevada.
Nevada Southern Front Lobby.
Hi there, this is Kelli again. I think we just spoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just a recording. Is there any...
There wasn't anyone on the line?
Yeah,
So I talked to the captain, and that's not public information. That is private information. And
you guys
I can
you guys work for the public. I don't understand this. You're you're holding people against their constitutionally protected rights, and we can't even know who you are. Am I speaking to somebody in Nevada, or did I get transferred outside of the country? Or
No, this is someone in Nevada.
This isn't a call center in another country?
Negative.
Okay, so you're in the United States, so you do fall under the oath.
I'm going to have to put you on hold, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
have reached the Nevada Southern Detention Center, owned and operated by CCA. You have reached the office of the Public Information Officer.
Wow.
I'm not able to take your call at this time. Please leave your name, number, and a brief description of what. You have reached the Nevada Southern Detention Center, owned and operated by CCA. If you know the party you are trying to reach, please dial their phone. You have reached the office of the Public Information Officer. I'm not available.
Just like that. This is a private facility that answers to nobody, that holds these people hostage, that lies to us and tells us that we are allowed to bring 5 children in to do visitations. There is nothing against that. They told me that there's no reason that anybody would have been sent home yesterday and told they couldn't visit their loved one, that it would have been up to the shift supervisor, but I can't find out who that shift supervisor is. But he tells me to be rest assured if I come in tomorrow with 5 children, I'll be able to do visitations. But he can't even help me understand why somebody was sent away yesterday, nor does he even care to look into it. These are the people holding the hostages. Guess what? These are officers. They have police that come to these facilities. This is the blue line not protecting the people. If the blue line protected the people, the Bundys would have been granted bail, Baby Holm would be at home with her family, Schaefer Cox would be at home with his family, Joe Robertson would be at home with his family. But the blue line protects the blue line. The blue line protects the king. We are not the king. If you want to know who the king is, it's anybody who falls under the title federal government. Why do you think people get so dang afraid when you say federal? Oh, this is a federal matter. I'm sorry, it's out of our jurisdiction. Guess what? The states gave the federal government their authority. That means they're not our master, they are our servant. When are people going to figure this out? This is ridiculous. Anybody who says we are not a slave does not understand what is truly going on here. You are a slave. This is no different than when our country started and slavery was legal. People look back on those times, right? I'm Irish. People look back on these times and they say, when they had the Irish held as slaves, it was unconstitutional. It shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have ever been allowed in the Constitution. People should not have been able to be held as slaves. We celebrated when slavery was abolished. When you are a slave, you have to do what your master tells you. At the end of the day, if you don't do what your master tells you, they have the full authority to do whatever they want to you. Tell me, how are we not slaves to our federal government? If our federal government says jump, we say how high. If they say you have to have a license to fish, we comply. If we don't pay our taxes, they throw us in jail. We are slaves to this federal government, and anybody who does not believe that is absolutely responsible for what is going on right now in this nation. We are 10 times worse off than we were before our founders came and fought for our freedom. Our flags need to be put away because it does not represent freedom or the people. It represents nothing but tyranny and abuse, and we are owned by our federal government, and if we do not comply, we end up in jails where we can't even find out who the shift supervisor was the day before, who was abusing Briana Bundy. We can't even get their name. That's it, is their name. We can't even get their name. I'm so sick and tired of this.
You have reached the Nevada Southern Detention Center, owned and operated by CCA. If you know the party you are trying to reach,
Nevada Southern Detention Center, Sergeant LaRue.
Oh, hi, Sergeant LaRue. I'm going to be coming in from out of state soon to be visiting some of the prisoners there. And I'm trying to get some information. Apparently, I was told that somebody came to your jail yesterday with some children to visit their dad and was actually sent away because they said she had too many kids. And I know that you're a private facility and all of these rules would be made up by your facility, and I'm really hoping that this is not true information. I'm going to be coming with children, and I looked all over your website, and there's nothing that said, there's a restriction on how many children can come for visitations. The visitations that, well, I guess they're kind of